Education Update is a co-production of PBS 39, Pennsylvania Training and Technical Assistance Network, and Lancaster Lebanon Intermediate Unit 13.
In the innovation incubators across the Commonwealth, they're providing conditions for kids to get excited about learning again. Whether it's second graders that are engaging in computer science and using Scratch on their iPads, or it's our emotional support students, kids engaging in an aquaponics makerspace. Computer science, STEM education is putting that opportunity for kids to get curious, to build their skills, to get excited, and when they wake up in the morning to want to come to school. With 17,000 computer science jobs currently open, it is essential that our institutions are preparing our kids for success, building their skills to engage in the types of workforce opportunities that are currently available. It's STEM education and computer science education that is going to lead our students into the 21st century workforce.
Thank you for joining us for Education Update. I'm Laura McHugh. We traveled the state of Pennsylvania to bring you the best practices and latest technology tools employed in schools across the Commonwealth known as innovation incubators. In these classrooms, teachers bring the STEM fields of science, technology, engineering, and math to life through hands-on experiential learning. We begin by exploring computer science at Colonial School District outside Philadelphia.
Here at Colonial School District, with strong support from our board, our superintendent, and a vision of STEAM from our director of curriculum, we've been able to develop and implement a K-6 computer science framework and curriculum.
One of the great things about technology is that it is constantly changing.
Computer science is wonderful. I get to see so much creativity. I get to see the excitement of the students.
The kids love it. It's highly engaging, they're motivated.
There are innovative learning opportunities happening across the Commonwealth, all of which are taking the lead and being on the cutting edge of content and pedagogy in their schools and in their classrooms.
A few years ago, we had a kindergarten class walk into the technology labs, and the students were attempting to have the computer move by touching the screen. They looked at the mouse, they didn't even know what it was. So it was at that time that we realized we were not programming adequately for these students. We were not teaching the skills that they would need to be successful as they moved into the future. We took the curriculum at that time, and based off of the 4 C's,
creativity, communication, collaboration, and critical thinking,
we created our innovation technology curriculum, which you see here today. We piloted it for a year, and then we reached out to CSTA to come in and do the audit. Any gaps that we found, we're now building pieces into it. We're making sure that we continue to add and refine where we see gaps and holes in our curriculum.
I found that technology is not that far off from music in the way that it helps students express themselves, be creative, and also, much like music, it's sort of a language, especially as you get into things like coding with the computer science.
Starting in kindergarten, we start coding and programming with our students. They start with an app where they're dragging basic commands and then being able to see the results immediately. We take it to first grade and second grade where they're using an app called Codable, where they are sequencing, they're using conditions and functions, and they're getting the basic coding and programming concepts. By the time they get to third grade, they are creating a basic animation using Scratch. They have a sprite or a Scratch character, and they can have it move, say something, show some sort of animation.
It allows the kids to really be creative. When they get to us, what we end up doing is trying to challenge them a little bit more. The kids program things in Scratch. Combined with the Hummingbird kit, gives the kid an opportunity to create basically whatever they can imagine.
We'll go around like this. And we'll have a tick mark, so wherever, and then when you take your hand away, it will land somewhere on the wheel.
Computer science is something that the kids will actually take with them, and it can be extended into high school where they teach them a different language.
None of the innovation that's taking place in education across the Commonwealth couldn't happen without the support and the buy-in and the hard work of our teachers in the classroom.
Kids love being creative, especially in the younger grades. They like to feel their ideas matter, and they get to express their ideas with things like robotics and other technology tools we have available at school.
Just the coding and programming unit itself has had an impact on these students. They're thinking sequentially, they are problem solving, learning perseverance. They may not get it the first time, but they can keep trying and plugging away at it and become successful.
We're not looking for the kids to come up with the same solution, the same exact way. As a teacher, you want kids to be able to take something that they learn here and apply it elsewhere.
When we first implemented the professional development, we looked internally to our librarians and to our teacher leaders who were already tech integrators and tech savvy. And we started to develop a curriculum around that.
To implement K-12 computer science for all students across the curriculum and integrate it into classes beyond just a traditional computer science class, it's going to take professional development and have a clear understanding of what the expectations are for the teacher, what the expectations of learning for the student are, and what those outcomes and products will look, sound, and feel like.
Professional development was extremely important in this line of work because I myself needed to be taught to think more like a computer.
You're not going to be expected to know how to do something right away. Professional development is actually giving you an opportunity to break things down then so that you can understand it easier, so that then you can explain it to your students in a way that makes them want to pursue things more so.
Computer science is important for kids because this is the world in which they live. If you have a child at home, that child could be 2 or 3 years old and they already know how to swipe on a phone, they know how to engage with an iPad, and we need to be ready as educators, as teachers, and not fear technology coming into the classroom.
They're digital natives. They're born with these things already existing, whereas my generation and generations prior didn't necessarily have everything. So we're preparing our students for a changing world that's full of technology. And as a teacher, that's really our job, to help our students grow to meet life's challenges. And their challenge will definitely involve technology.
I'm now joined by one of the Commonwealth's leading experts on STEM education, Judd Pittman, a special consultant to the Pennsylvania Secretary of Education. Judd, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
The innovation incubators we're seeing throughout this episode are part of a larger initiative known as STEM Ecosystems. Fill us in.
So STEM Ecosystems, the Commonwealth has 5 nationally recognized communities of practice. And these are groups of people that come together that are STEM stakeholders. It brings business and industry partners, public-private partnerships, philanthropic communities, non-traditional learning spaces like museums, libraries, and then that brings them all together with the traditional classroom space to drive towards STEM learning for all.
How many are in Pennsylvania and how successful are they?
We have 5 nationally recognized STEM ecosystems. We had 3 in the first round, which was Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Carbon Schuylkill, Luzerne. Then we had another ecosystem in the second round, which is in the Lancaster area, known as the Lancaster County STEM Alliance. And then recently, we brought together 4 intermediate units to go for a STEM ecosystem designation, and that was Bucks, Delaware, Chester, and Montgomery County, and they're now known as the PA Seed ecosystem.
So why is STEM education so critical to today's students?
It's essential to today's students for a couple reasons. As the workforce changes, we need our students to be skilled in new areas. And we also want to incentivize our teachers to provide new learning opportunities for our students. So this idea, you may have heard of the 4 C's: communication, critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration. No more do we work in silos or do we want to learn in silos. So we really want our students to be able to understand that things go cross-curricular, they're integrated across subjects, and that's going to prepare them for the workforce of the future.
One of the more common features in STEM education that we've seen in schools across the state are what's known as maker spaces, and we're going to explore one in our next story. Can you tell us more about them and why they're successful at teaching students about STEM?
So maker spaces, they're really just that playground or that laboratory for students to get excited about learning. So it provides those hands-on, inquiry-based opportunities. And what maker spaces do is they can root learning and bring relevancy into it, putting the students right into the community. So if there's a community problem or a business and industry problem that we want students to tackle, that maker space is the playground for that to take root.
Thank you, Judd. Well, let's travel to Western Pennsylvania to see a makerspace in action at Intermediate Unit 1 in California, PA, where teachers say it's possible for anyone to add technology to the classroom.
Hi, I'm Don Martin, and welcome to IU1. Here at Intermediate Unit 1, we have something very special and unique. It's our Fab Lab, and it's located here at our Colonial site. These students that come to this school, they are special education and or alternative education. Part of the reason they were here is they couldn't conform to the rules and the traditional values of their own school. And what we found out, we were traditionalizing that instruction even more. We really stressed through a lot of professional development, a lot of great work with our teachers, was that the teacher should never really be the highlight in the classroom, but the student should be.
Yeah, it's possible for anybody to add technology to their own classroom. If we can do it up here anywhere, anybody can do it. We serve a variety of students with special education accommodations, students who have emotional support services. We have students who have mental health needs. The technology has really engaged them in the tasks and activities to still meet the academic success that they need.
We started the Fab Lab about a year ago with a partnership with Chevron and the Fab Foundation, and it's been fantastic for our students. The kids really enjoy coming in and getting to make different things and see how all the machines work.
I've been a secondary math teacher here at Colonial for the past 16 years. Seeing the difference between the students going from the classroom using algebra books and worksheets as opposed to coming in the lab where we're doing collaborative projects. The kids are working on social skill activities, working together to create different things, design things from scratch. It truly has been an amazing experience.
There's all kinds of different routes you can go, mainly the design process in general. You can teach manufacturing principles, machine operations. These are all good skills that you can use in the workforce.
We made these vinyl stickers to put on our Best Marketing Plan Award to give it some pop when we present these awards to the winners.
It's a maker shop. It's digital fabrication, which is graphic designing or 3D modeling. It's all design work from a computer where we provide the tools and machines to take a student's design and actually create a tool path out of it. Makes and creates it, whether it's cutting it, printing it. It's going to manipulate some kind of material to have their design become a reality, essentially.
We can cut glass, plastic, and wood. We can make moldings and castings. They get to let their imaginations run wild and come up with all different kind of ideas and different projects to try to work on.
We don't get in here as much as we want, but when we do incredible things together. We make plenty of things that we could present to other people. We win stuff from other schools. We've even won stuff with the football teams. But we made our school a better place.
They excel so much in here. The opportunities that you can have in here with these kids is just amazing.
A lot of facilitation has taken place here. When you go into the Fab Lab, you don't see much direct instruction that's going on. They've really transformed into being that facilitator of learning and really putting the kids front and center.
I like the Fab Lab because I want to be a graphic designer, so the Fab Lab is really influential for me. I get to be hands-on with the laser engraver and the 3D printer.
I had zero behavior issues. They're all fully engaged and they have no problem following any classroom rules. They're very creative and they don't ever get a chance to show that.
I want to go to Ohio State and fulfill my dream of becoming a graphic designer.
I really can't even put into words how fun it is working in here. It's almost like you're not even at work.
The kids really appreciate the opportunities that they have. They love doing work in here, and it makes me excited to be able to help them unlock that enjoyment.
I have so much fun in this job. I couldn't ask for anything better.
I love my teachers. I know I can go to them for anything and they won't judge me. They're just really nice, genuine people.
My advice is you can't come in and just be a stormtrooper and tell people what they're going to do. You have to really engage them and then let them tell you what they want to do. It's a team effort, and the work has just begun. Our design team continues, our work with the Fab Lab continues, and the end result here, we know that we're educating those students for the day, but we also know that we're preparing them for the future.
Have you ever heard of aquaponics? Don't worry, before exploring Steelton High Spire School District, neither did I. Located just outside Harrisburg, we discovered a unique makerspace combining agriculture, technology, and business.
The Pennsylvania Department of Education wants to welcome you to Steelton High Spire School District, which is one of our innovation incubators. And it's these unique maker spaces that provide a conduit for kids to get excited about education.
So aquaponics is really new agricultural technology. It's agriculture, but it's really so much bigger than that. It really consists of fish and the fish waste that is used to grow plants. The system works by itself. It's an amazing way for us to educate kids about plants.
The aquaponics system is great for preparation. It's all about technology. Technology and agriculture go hand in hand. To have a first-hand experience here is truly something special.
Students begin to build things like critical thinking, collaboration, problem solving, computational thinking skills, chemical sciences or environmental chemistry.
It's not cows, plows, and sows. GPS is involved, technology is involved, data collection's involved. Everything is decided based on good scientific knowledge.
And on top of that, the students get an opportunity in a space like this to drive towards entrepreneurial skills. They take their product, plants, tomatoes, basil, lemongrass, and they'll go out into the community and determine whether or not there's any local restaurants or local farmers markets that are interested in taking this product and using it in their business model.
Aquaponics can be used by classroom teachers in all content areas. It's just automatic that the science and the math content is there. There's marketing, language arts, and writing, so there's a multitude of career pathways that can evolve from just doing aquaponics in your school.
So if you had a group of kindergarten students come out here, they might be engaging in observational skill development, just an opportunity to tinker and learn through touch and the 5 senses. And you might bring another class in middle school out and look at the same system, but they're going to be engaging in a whole different progression of learning. So those students may come out here and look at development of plants, so looking at growth, or they may be looking at reproduction cycles. Could also bring your 10th, 11th, or 12th graders out here and dig in even deeper.
I have 2 sons, one who has already gone through the program and is now a freshman at Westchester University, majoring in marine biology, and I have a junior who this is his first interaction with the program.
I attend Westchester University and I love science. At first, I didn't think that I'd love working with plants. Being at the forefront of technology and just agriculture in general, it's definitely anybody can benefit from an experience like this.
It's been an absolute godsend for my oldest son. I'm hoping that it, provides this much joy for my youngest son.
I'm a junior. When I graduate, I definitely plan to go to college, become a nurse. This has been a great experience because taking care of plants and the fish helped me get ready to take care of people. I learned how to take care of a living thing.
This program has provided both of my sons with such wonderful opportunities, and we're just so thankful.
So we have a small cart that's in the elementary that the kids can get some exposure to it. When they move to the middle school, they have the classroom system, and then the high school takes them to the greenhouse.
The first thing they want to do when they come in the morning is to run over to see, are all the fish healthy, is everything working? Because if the fish are happy, then the plants are growing. It's been a great overall experience. It's been a lot of fun watching and listening to them come with their questions, and us together looking the information up and finding out more about aquaponics, the benefits of aquaponics, different countries using aquaponics. We're just getting started, and we are so excited to continue with our learning and our exploration together.
I think all kids, including my emotional support students, can benefit from this program. It's a great opportunity in so many different ways, including a transition aspect. We look at this as a job and we take it very seriously. They can take the water samples and the test tubes and feed the fish, and they can clean the system. It's amazing to watch. They are really excited about learning.
Interesting learning experience to learn about fish and what they do and how they can help plants. After graduation, I hope to attend college to study engineering.
I like aquaponics because I see new things every day. I want to be an RN, a therapist, and a psychologist.
And the bottom line is that we are definitely preparing our most valuable resource, our youth, to become 21st century learners, thinkers, and leaders. We're now starting to see the carryover into their everyday way of life, and it's absolutely just a beautiful thing to see.
Our kids are going to be the citizen scientists of the future. These makerspaces provide a great playground for all of those things to take place.
It's a gift, and it's an awesome privilege to be able to share that gift with the students that I've been involved with.
I think aquaponics is for everybody.
Judd, how is the Pennsylvania Department of Education preparing students to be STEM leaders?
Well, one thing that we're really looking towards is providing relevancy for student learning. So we want the students to be able to find their STEM identity through mentorships, through apprenticeships, through diving into the community and learning what's out there for them and what they can experience.
Technology is expensive, and a lot of schools find that to be a challenge when they want to incorporate it. But we saw in one of the earlier stories that teachers say anyone can incorporate technology into the classroom. How can schools make that happen, knowing that it's very expensive?
Well, there's this, in STEM education, there's really this continuum of technology. So you have the high-end robotics that it may be hard for entry points for schools to engage in that type of learning. But there's also on that low end, it could be a citizen science project where students are engaging with water quality sensors and learning about a local stream, creek, or river. Or it could be they're engaging with their iPad or their cell phone and doing some scratch coding. But that continuum allows for all school districts to enter into enter into STEM learning without there being a burden. And one of the things that we've tried to do through the Innovation Incubator series is to highlight what leaders are doing to prioritize where to put their dollars. So it might not be that they're putting their dollars into that high-end robotics, but they're putting their dollars into strong work-embedded professional learning, or they're providing opportunities for their students to engage in a maker space, or they're redefining what the classroom looks like with a little bit of paint and a little bit of love that gets kids excited about learning again.
Jed, thank you very much. Today's teachers are redefining the term literacy. Experts tell us that computational thinking is the new literacy of tomorrow. To see how they're improving computer proficiency, we head to the Learning Labs in the South Fayette School District outside of Pittsburgh.
We build Lego robots. We plug it into the computer and then we make the code. Then it does everything that's on the computer. They're really fun to watch. I want to be a scientist or an engineer because you get to build more robots.
Computational thinking is the new literacy of tomorrow. Hi, I'm Dr. Billy Rondinelli. Welcome to the South Fayette Township School District. We're very proud of the work that we're doing in computer science. We start programs as incubator projects and then begin to embed them into the curriculum.
That's a pretty good idea. My experience with the Learning Lab has been fantastic. They're learning to be persistent. They're much more proficient. They're much more adventurous. They're much more willing to try just about anything that we put in front of them.
We need a motor. We need a motor. I like Learning Lab because we program stuff and I like robots. When I grow up, I want to be a teacher so I can help people and so that I can do more of this stuff. Okay, now tape that together.
We have a configuration of K-2, and we call that our Early Learning Lab. We have STEAM studios in grades 3, 4, and 5. In the middle school, we've created a silk screening studio. In the high school, we're working with MIT to create what would be considered a Fab Lab space.
We have rebuilt a traditional educational system to create a vertical alignment, and we've created a mechanism for sustaining and promoting innovation. We've remade existing positions. We have created STEAM teachers in each of the buildings.
Implementing a program takes a lot. We have worked in operational planning with our entire leadership team. South Fayette is really focused on developing the innovators and leaders of tomorrow. We want our students to be problem designers, not just problem solvers.
As we started the STEAM revolution here at South Fayette, students learn how to use, manage, and assess technology.
I love being a STEAM teacher. Technology is a huge part of our curriculum here at South Fayette. It's very important that they're learning these 21st century skills in all aspects of their education.
The type of computational thinking that the students learn here really gives the students a good foundation for how do I work in any kind of environment? How do I approach any type of problem? The teacher is really more of a facilitator and less of a teacher, and it's much more about the teacher stepping back. Let the students work amongst themselves.
Computational thinking is the basis for quality problem solving.
We begin teaching students about computational thinking and computational literacy. As they progress through the intermediate school, through the middle school, and through the high school, we continue to develop those skills.
Students are taught to design, to create, and innovate, and they do it at their age-appropriate level. It helps us build a scaffolding of learning.
At South Fayette, we encourage embedded professional development. We have teachers who are staying in the classroom with the students while they are learning.
And then you're going to need some paper for your spin art machine. So the paper that I'm giving you has little holes punched in it.
Here in the Learning Lab, we have an embedded professional development model where the classroom teachers come with their students, so that the teachers are learning from me in this room and I'm also learning from them.
Here at South Fayette, they really encourage us to use technology. All the professional development opportunities are available to us. They let us go be trained on new technology. They also allow us to help train other teachers on technology into their general education classes.
We have built this program over time. Everything has focused on innovation and creativity. To administrators, I would say that it's possible to do this in every school district. Many of the resources are open source resources. They are at no cost. We are able to repurpose spaces. We're able to provide professional development training for our teachers. It's a matter of developing a culture of excellence. We developed STEAM Studios. Basically, it's a classroom space, but the colors in there say we're doing something different. You can't always go out and build new spaces, but we took a classroom space and repurposed that space, but we are working very hard to transform what we do have and to shift our resources so that we can make it happen.
Wonderful thing to see is the passion you see in the students, the excitement, the engagement.
Okay, now with my you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You can see that happening all through the district.
We didn't want the traditional classroom space for the STEAM Studios. We looked at how innovation and design thinking is fostered, build capacity as we continue to reimagine the future for our students. Go Lions!
Thank you for joining us for Education Update. Have a great school year. This program is recorded at the PPL Public Media Center at PBS 39 in Bethlehem.